Okay, I want to look at this in terms of like this graphic rather than notes because it's a little easier to understand, I think. So what I have laid out here is in C major, what's in key, and then what are our possible chromatic medians. So in C major, 3 is minor. Okay, that's what we expect. But what we could get is possible chromatic medians would be major 3. Let's just do that. Let's put that there. Flat 3, right? So if this is E, if we're in C major, I should just probably write major key here. But if we're in C major, this is going to be E minor, right? I could do an E flat minor, right? That's super weird. I could do, well, what I have here is E flat major. This font is not showing Roman numerals very well. Let me try to get to a font that shows. Nope. There we go. Okay, so I'm a minor third. I could do a major third, right? I could do a flat major third. Major 3, sorry. I could do a flat minor 3. All right, so if I'm in C major, I have E minor as my predicted. I could do E flat minor. That's a cool possible third shift. I can't really do sharp 3 because that would put me on E sharp minor in this case, which would be enharmonic F minor. So I could, in theory, do it. I could write an E sharp minor chord. And when I looked at it on paper, I would say that is a chromatic median. That is an E sharp minor chord. But when I heard it, I would hear an F minor chord, and I would call it a minor 4, which is in itself is a chromatic chord, but it's not exactly a chromatic median. It's a little bit different. So this is kind of theoretical, let's say. Okay, and similarly, sharp 3, sharp major 3, that's even more theoretical because that is going to be enharmonically in key, right? That's just going to be F major. It's going to sound like F major. So it's going to be, but if I notated it this way, it would technically be a chromatic median if I notated it as E sharp major. So not something you see very often. There are times when that could work. Okay, now also we can do this same stuff with 6, right? So 6 is going to be minor in a major key. Let's do that. And now all of these still apply. So I could do major 6. I could do, flat 6. What would that be? If we're in the key of C major, this is going to be A minor. This is going to be A major. It's going to be A flat minor. Or sorry, A flat major. This is going to be A flat minor. This would be A sharp minor. And would that work, or would we get into another harmonic equivalent? I think we would, because I think what we would hear, although it doesn't exactly get us back in key at all, an A sharp minor chord, I think we would probably feel that as a B flat minor chord. which would feel like a flat 7 rather than a raised 6. But totally could do it. And the same thing with this. So I would call these two slightly less theoretical on the 6, and but definitely theoretical on the 3. So these are all the options that we can do that create a chromatic median. Okay, I'm just going to draw some lines because I think that looks nice. So you might find this to be especially useful if you are a composer or a songwriter or anything, because these give you a lot of really cool options to do when you're writing music. Okay, let's look at what our options are in a minor key.